So this time of year is really interesting in that, the spring has begun, and yet we have go from days that are 85 degrees to days that are 40, and it's just very unpredictable what the weather's going to be like. And in the wintertime, we heat our house with our wood stove, and in the wintertime, uh, it's just routine. It's just habit. I wake up and I light the fire, and then I go sit and have my quiet time and watch the sunrise. Um, and now, as the sun is actually usually rising very quickly when I'm getting up, and I don't know whether I light the fire to start the day, just because the house is cold, and I light the fire and I get it going, but I don't often know if I should keep it going. Do I keep adding wood to it? And in the wintertime, of course, it's super obvious. I just keep adding wood to the fire, and there's no question about it. And, I was thinking about how giving the fire fuel, is very much like our meditative life, or our awareness of our connection with spirit. That there are times in our lives where it's super obvious and we have this routine, and it becomes a habit where we, have that morning time. And winter, traditionally in the native cultures, it's the time of stories. It's the time that the elders share their wisdom, share their stories. And it's kind of a heady time. It's sort of our dream time. It symbolizes the dream life in our world. And once the summer or the spring and the summer begin, then we're much more in the physical. We want to get out and be outside. We want to be physically active in a way that we don't necessarily have the drive to be in the wintertime. And I think that in our lives, often when we get in that physical experience, when we get busy with things, when things are moving, that's often when we forget to stoke the fire. We can have this habit of connecting in the morning, but are we connecting during the day? Are we fueling that fire throughout the day as things progress? Am I really stopping to listen to that voice when it's summer and I'm working and I'm physical and I'm doing all this activity? Am I taking the time to notice, that my house is getting a little cold, and not just doing physical things and not paying attention? Because really, that fire needs to be stoked all the time. And of course, our inner light will never burn out. I can let my fire go out on a day that's hot and not continue it. But that fire that's in us will never really burn out. But sometimes we can be caught in a cycle of being out in the physical world, thinking that we're on our own, thinking that every accomplishment has to be done by us. Every step, every path, every, making the way has to be done with our own will and our will force. When really, all we have to do is stoke that fire, become aware of our connection with spirit. And what happens is that path is made clear. We don't have to force things to happen. We can let them happen. And yes, we do have to take steps towards that vision. We do have to do our work, but we don't have to do work that's not ours to do. So I invite you this week to stoke that inner fire, to listen to that voice inside you, to connect with the presence and power that created the universe, and to welcome its action in your life as you start to be out in the world more, doing the things that you are called to do. Blessings.